Hey guys, how's it going? Dude here, I am back with another video. This time is Cryptid's tier list. So on the tier list videos, you haven't seen them before, I do shite, fine, good, great, or god tier. Now obviously this is Cryptids, it's incredibly subjective. This is just a little bit of fun. I'm going to take a list of Cryptids and just put them where I like them, basically. If I think it's a shit Cryptid, it's going to be in shite. If I think it's quality Cryptid, it's going to be a god tier Cryptid. Alright, now we understand it? Fantastic. For those of you that don't understand what a Cryptid is, you've probably been very confused with the videos for the last week. But there is something called cryptozoology. The official definition for cryptozoology is the search for and study of animals whose existence or survival is disputed or unsubstantiated, such as the Loch Ness Monster and the Yeti, which, would you believe it, are both on this list today. So basically a cryptid is essentially, is it real, isn't it real, we're not too sure, but it might be. And when you see some of the things that are on this list and some of the things I've done videos on recently, the fact they may be real is utterly terrifying. Now it goes without saying there's not going to be a deep dive on any of these cryptids today. It's just a fun list in a fun order. If you want more in-depth details on some of these cryptids, some of them I've done videos on, so go check that out. But obviously there's a swathe of information about these cryptids on the internet, so I implore you to look into them because cryptids are very fun to look into. Also, I love the use of the word swathe there. I hope it was right. So we're going to start with shite here. This may surprise a lot of people because I know it is a fan favourite, okay? I'm not trying to be a hipster, yeah, or niche when I say I think Bigfoot is a shite cryptid. To be fair, it is actually a bit hipster why I think Bigfoot is a shite cryptid, because it is just so popular. Apparently, like, over half of Americans believe Sasquatch is real, and I'm not saying by putting it in shite that it's not necessarily real, but it's just something about Bigfoot. I just feel like it's been done to death, and it's a bit like, alright, we get it, you leave the odd footprint every couple of decades, you look like the missing link. You may well be the missing link for all we know, but you're boring, mate, so that's Bigfoot. Next up, we have the Chupacabra. Now, if you go to the YouTube channel Shiver, they've got some amazing documentaries, and we watched one of them on twitch.tv/DutyRhino on the DIY SOS, where I watch some content with you guys on a Sunday. Go and check that out. And to be honest, before that documentary, this isn't to say the documentary's bad, because it was very interesting. Before the documentary, Chupacabra would have been a lot higher on this list. But after that documentary, you realise that what a lot of people believe the Chupacabra to be, especially in America, there's one woman that claims to have one in her living room stuffed. It's essentially a mangy dog. Now, there is some weird things, especially about the one that woman has. DNA test revealed that it was a mix between a Mexican wolf, I think, and a Native American coyote, and they shouldn't be able to procreate, and yet this creature is here. If you go into Mexican law within the Chupacabra, it's a bit more interesting, you know, it's more of a beast. The translation is chupa, I think, is goat, and cabra is liquor, so goat liquor or goat sucker. So basically it kills goats. But the likelihood that the Chupacabra is in fact a coyote with mange makes it a shit cryptid. We're going up to fine now, and you're really thinking, you know what, dude, you're just a hipster little tit at this point, because I've got two Goliaths within the cryptid world within fine. Much like shite here, it's not much of an upgrade, let's face it. But we have the Yeti. It's essentially the Bigfoot of the Himalayas. I'll put it in fine tier because unlike Bigfoot slash Sasquatch, this one has the name the Abominable Snowman, which is quite cool. Not amazing, but it's fine. The Himalayan mountains, they seem quite a cool place to live, both literally and figuratively, and I do genuinely believe the Yeti to exist. It's a fine cryptid. Moving on to Loch Ness Monster now. Nessie, bit of Bigfoot syndrome for me, i.e. obviously it's in Scotland, it's quite local geographically to me, sort of heard a lot about it. My stepmum is Scottish, again heard a lot about the Loch Ness Monster. The interesting thing about the Loch Ness Monster is that there have been records of it for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. I think the first ever record of Nessie was back in something like 530 AD, that's Anno Domini, which is obviously quite interesting, you know, and there is a chance that maybe a prehistoric dinosaur has managed to procreate throughout the centuries and still exist today. Now we're going to move up into a little bit of juice, yeah? Good is a much better kind of echelon to be in for me. Fine and shite, if you're in there, you're dead to me. But good, listen, we're going to get along, alright? First up, we've got the Wendigo. Now, the Wendigo, spoilers ahead for Until Dawn. Amazing game. If you haven't played it and want to, skip this next bit, okay? The Wendigo is the main antagonist in a twist of fate within Until Dawn. And the mythos around the Wendigo is very interesting. There are certain locations in Canada and North America where apparently some areas are cursed by the Native Americans, and the Wendigo curse is if you are to perform acts of cannibalism, the spirit of the Wendigo will possess you and turn you into a Wendigo, a monster, which are utterly terrifying and move incredibly quick and will literally just like rip your throat out without a second thought. So the Wendigo is a very good cryptid. It's a very cool cryptid. Okay, next up, you got Owlman. Now, Owlman is essentially England's Mothman. Owlman is from Cornwall and has many similarities to our boy the Mothman. If you haven't seen the Mothman video, I did it yesterday, so go and check that out. But yeah, Owlman has been spotted in a churchyard and neighbouring forest in Cornwall for about 100 years, I believe. It's not known if he is a demonic representation of an owl. God, apparently there were many druid rituals and things in the early 20th century that may have brought forth this creature. It's also believed that that church may well have been built on a ley line, which is something that you want to Google. I'm not going to go into it here today because I might do a specific video on ley lines. If you'd like to see that, please comment down below. But the fact that Owlman is a bit of a knockoff of Mothman, I feel, it brings it down from God or great. I couldn't sleep at night if I put Owlman in fine. I would love to see a face-off of Mothman versus Owlman. I do think my money would be on Mothman. Who would your money be on? Also, if I was to fight Mothman, because there's a Mothman account out there that's calling me out on a daily basis, if you want to see Duty versus Mothman, the true future of YouTube combat, YouTube boxing is dead. I'm talking YouTuber versus mythological creature here, guys. Duty versus Mothman in the chat. Let me know who you think will win. Let me tell you, if you put me, you'll get a love heart next to your comment. So, I mean, I'm not trying to push you either way. I'm just saying what you're going to get as a reward. But yeah, Owlman is in good. Right, Goatman. I've done some digging into Goatman. Terrifying. Half man, half goat. Kills people. Rapes people. So there's that. Goatman. Jesus fucking Christ, mate. Yeah? You need to stop. On the surface, I was like, Goatman, that's fucking cool. Tell you what, you peel back the layers on this onion, you fucking regret what you find. This one's funny. Didn't know this one existed. This is the Rat Man of Southend. Southend, of course, being in Essex, England. So the Rat Man is basically a mythological rat mutant man that hungers for human flesh in the underpasses of Southend. So if you're ever walking alone at night, just avoid the underpasses. Let me tell you, you're going to have much better luck if you're going over the main roads. Yes, technically I am telling you to walk across main roads in Southend, because if you go under, you're probably going to have your face mauled off by the Rat Man of Southend. Do you want to be smashed in the face by a fender of a truck, or do you want your face mauled off by the Rat Man? Fender, Rat Man. Fender, Rat Man. Down below, Fender or Rat Man. Okay, guys, we're going into great now. I did a video on it last week, and I have to say, it's only getting better. Siren Head is an absolute Donny. And it's a Donny because the internet has taken this cryptid and is running with it, creating some amazing memes all over the internet. The coffin song that's going around at the minute, there's a Siren Head version of that. It just adds to the absolute fear and despair of Siren Head. The rake. The rake, obviously I'm not talking about a garden rake, although as a tool goes, very handy when it comes to pulling leaves off of your lawn. If you had the choice of coming up against a garden rake or the mythological creature Cryptid the rake, I definitely know which one you're more likely to survive. Obviously standing on a rake could result in your nose being broken in all those comedy sketches, but coming face to face with a mythological rake, it's probably going to slash tear your throat apart and piss in your eye holes. The rake is a great cryptid. It's got the history, it's got the look, it's got the savagery, it's got all the je ne sais quoi, the flavours and senses that you want from a good solid cryptid. Now this is technically the giant squid, which by the way, they discovered and found. You know, I said cryptids, they may or may not be real. The giant squid is real. The biggest squid ever found on record was 59 feet long and weighed over 2 tons. The fucker ate whales for a snack. This thing exists. This is not bullshit. And the terrifying thing is, it's probably a baby compared to what is actually down in the depths of the ocean that we cannot reach because of the pressure, but we know things live down there. I won't lie to you guys, if we're being honest here, yeah, if we're having some transparency, the ocean fucking terrifies me. It really does. And it stems back to when I was in Mallorca on holiday with my dad, and we went on this boat cruise thing out to sea, and you could jump, and then they stop in the middle of the sea and they're like, right, if you want to, you can now dive off the side and have a little swim in the ocean. So I did, dived off the side, head under the water, opened my eyes, black. And knowing that something lives down in the fucking void of the ocean is terrifying. The thought of being on a boat and an enormous creature swims underneath is utterly terrifying. To me, there is nothing more terrifying than the concept of a sea monster, and the fact that these things are real, the fact that we don't know how big they are, the fact that the biggest one we've found is 59 fucking feet long, the fact that a lot of squid don't have suckers on their tentacles like octopus. No, squids have literal fucking razors in their tentacles. These things are savages. Spring-heeled Jack. Now I have to read this segment about spring-heeled Jack because it is so funny to me. It's probably just not going to be funny at all, but I just found it humorous. So, he's so named because of his apparent ability to bound effortlessly through the air. Spring-heeled Jack was greatly feared by residents of suburban London during the 1830s. A diabolical supervillain of sorts, he was usually described as a tall, thin and cloaked in a tight-fitting oilskin suit, as well as a flowing cape. Jack first gained notoriety when he began to accost solitary young women by ripping at their clothing with steely claws while he breathed noxious blue flames into their faces. To this day, no one is sure of Jack's true identity, nor from where this notorious scoundrel came. So basically, 1830s, there was a dude who could breathe fire and jump really high because he had spring heels, and he just used to terrorise people and be a prick. I think that's fucking brilliant. And it's one of the only like proper human cryptids that I came across. People in the 1830s genuinely feared this guy. That is a great cryptid. God tier, a lot of you have probably worked this out, because to me, it's the Don. Right now, it's the absolute Donny for many personal reasons. We've got beef. We're probably going to end up in some form of fight. The God tier cryptid, ladies and gentlemen. I did a video on him yesterday. Go check it out if you want more info. It's the Mothman. Give it up for the Mothman, guys, please. Because the Mothman, he was first spotted in like the 60s. Yeah, started attacking people. Very horrible. He may even be an omen for, oh shit, he may be an omen for bad things to come. Well, basically, the Mothman has got a YouTube channel and he's been commenting on my live streams. He's got a Twitter account and he's been actively beefing me on Twitter, and he's got a Twitch account and he's been actively chatting in my chat on Twitch, which I've thoroughly enjoyed until it's just dawned on me that the Mothman is believed to be a bad omen and is a sign of bad things to come. So I'm probably going to die very soon, which is great. So if you could leave a like on this video as like my legacy, that would be wonderful. But yeah, Mothman, I just think it's got some great lore around it. I love what the people from Point Pleasant, where Mothman originates from, are doing with that lore. You know, you could say that they're making money from it, which, you know, obviously they are, but fair play to them. But also they're putting on festivals for people, you know, and it just seems like a lovely town to go to. I really hope that I do get to go to Point Pleasant one day and enjoy the Mothman festivities. But guys, what I want to know today is, what is your favourite cryptid? If you could do your own tier list in the comments, that would be utterly amazing. And also, guys, what do you think of this merch idea, right? So basically, Mothman's been calling me out a lot yeah, a lot on social media. So I was thinking for merch, potentially for a t-shirt idea, Doody versus the Mothman, like a boxing poster, something like that. I think that would be quite good. Let me know what you think down below. What do you think of this video, guys? It was just a bit of fun to kind of cap off Cryptids for now, because I'm gonna go back down the ghosts route. I'm also gonna get some true crime to you as well. I want to hit some serial killers. By the way, the Joe Metheny video, the hamburger killer from last year that me and Lozzie did that video, has been hitting recommended, and a lot of you guys have been watching it, so I hope you've been enjoying that. Thank you so much for supporting that, and please do share this video, share all the videos. It really does help. You have no idea the difference you can make to this channel. I'll see you very soon. If you want to become a patron, amazing way to support the channel. If you want to go check me out on twitch.tv/DoodyRyan, I'd really appreciate that too. That's it, guys. I'm out of here. I'll speak with you very soon. Sweet one, geese.